We are all over the place today.
Cracking ourselves up as usual. We think we're hilarious, by the way.
This is all one outtake. Hi everybody, welcome back to Matterhorn Business Development YouTube channel, where we are always better than our 248 subscribers. So get in early while the takings are still good.
Well, you can become a founding member.
Oh, that's true. For free. Anyway, we're here, we're having fun. I'm joined here today, as usual, with Dr. Greg Winreg, CEO of Matterhorn Business Development.
Author.
And author. We are all over the place today.
Cracking ourselves up as usual. We think we're hilarious, by the way.
This is all one fucking outtake.
It's going to be really fun for Aaron to
Most of it's going to stay.
Put it in at the end. Stay tuned for the end for the bonus footage, because we are all off the rails right now. Okay. All right, so getting into it.
Shark Tank.
Shark Tank is what we're here to talk about. Now, I love Shark Tank.
I love Shark Tank.
I have not been able to watch it for the last 12 months after we had a great Shark Tank video that got taken down, I will admit, because it was really good.
Hurt. They hurt your feelings.
They hurt my feelings hardcore. It was the best Shark Tank video out there, and it got copyrighted for no real reason. Anyway, but what I do want to talk about, with maybe just using a still photo from Shark Tank, please don't take this video down. I want to talk about Shark Tank not from a entertainment perspective, but from a business and sales perspective.
Yes.
Because what most people think is, oh, look at how much money they're talking about. Oh, look at that product. It's really cool. But what you don't understand is that there's multiple sales happening in every pitch.
Yep.
And so I'm always looking at from the perspective of, where did they lose the sale?
Yep.
What did they make wrong when they went for the close? And what kind of happened? Because what most people think is that, you know, the person is coming in and trying to sell themselves, which is for the first sale.
Right.
But after they've got some nibbles and some bites from the sharks, they now have to actually close the sharks.
Yeah.
So sometimes they get 3 sharks who want to work with them. Well, now it's actually up to the sharks to close that person on why they should choose them.
Yep.
So there's multiple sales perspectives that are going on.
And you see it during the show. It's really awesome. You watch it ebbing and flowing back and forth, and then you can see when the entrepreneur has completely blown it, where they walk in with no sales, and they're just all excited, and then they give themselves a $1 billion valuation.
Yes.
And so the marketing is usually good, their logo, their packaging, their presentation, but then they have no sales, then there's not going to be a sale. The other huge mistake that I see is that they go in, the entrepreneur walks in, and in their mind, this is the best product ever.
Right.
They've mortgaged their house, both parents' houses.
They're $1 million in debt.
$1 million in debt, and they have like $10,000 in sales.
Yeah, but they're convinced it's great.
Exactly.
And sometimes it is, but they've made so many wrong mistakes that there's really no unburying themselves at this point.
Yep.
And then other times it's just sort of like, how much is your dog worth? Well, your dog is worth a lot of money to you because you have so much emotional attachment to it.
Right.
But to me, it's like...
So for me, the thing to do when watching Shark Tank as a viewer is don't get emotionally attached to the product. Don't get emotionally attached to the people. You stand back and just assess it logically. Look at the data. And there have been a few deals that I've seen go down where one of the sharks says, you know what, they've made a lot of mistakes, but I like that person, and that's why I made them the offer. I completely overpaid, but I like them and I believe in them. And then I've also seen it go the other way, where they've made an offer and all of a sudden the entrepreneur is getting a little cocky or sassy, and they're kind of like, well, I don't know if that's enough, and then they go, oh, nope, I'm done. So personality plays into it, the product, it really is an entire package. So when you're watching Shark Tank, just stand back, don't get emotionally attached to whatever the item is, and just really start to do an evaluation, and then apply that to your own activity and your own business, and you can learn a lot.
You can really learn how to approach different angles with different products or ideas, different people, and you can see that all interacting. And one of my favorite things is actually when there's 2 or 3 sharks, let's say 2 sharks with the same offer. And And this is where it gets interesting because Lori Greiner is actually the best closer, I think, of all the sharks. She, when it is down to her and one other person, she will close probably 90% of them. And most times that they take Mark over her is because that person already went in saying, I want Mark. So when it's down to two people, they're just like, I'm all in on Mark. But when it comes down to a coin flip situation, Lori Greiner's closing is the best. She goes over why that entrepreneur should choose them, not because of who she is. A lot of other sharks are like, well, you know, I've done this and I've done that and I've got this company and I know what I'm doing. And she says, I want you to take your product to where you want it to go. And she starts focusing in on the person's dreams.
And their purpose.
And their purpose that they've mentioned before that. And that clicks and that bites, and she actually closes, I think, I don't have the statistics on this, but when I watch her at work, she walks out with the majority of the closes in those coin flip situations. And I think that that is something that people can really learn from.
Absolutely. And then also, when you're in business and you're networking, like we're talking about going to a network meeting kind of a thing, do not go to a network meeting with, you know, your pitch and here's what I'm going to do for you. We go to a network meeting and we're being friendly with people, but then this is our purpose. This is what we do. This is who we want to help. This is the problem we're trying to solve. And that purpose is what Lori really focuses in on. Barbara does a lot too.
Yeah, but she's not as strong as a closer. As
no, you're right. Lori definitely goes for it. But again, just start watching this and then adapt what they do on the show as you go out into your society, as you go to a restaurant, as you go to a bank, as you go to a network meeting.
If you look at when the pitch ends and that segment is over, because these I've read that these pitches are about an hour long, each
hour
one.
to an hour and a half.
And you're only seeing 10 minutes, basically. I think the shortest one they said was somebody actually made it in and in 10 minutes was like kind of booted out, right? Like it wasn't even unedited, you know what I mean? But here's what I would tell you to do is a person walks in, they have an offer, they get a deal. Analyze for yourself, why did they get a deal? What did they do? What did they say? When did it change? Right? And then look at when they didn't get a deal. And why didn't they get the deal? What did they change? What did they get wrong? You can actually go back to my mind reading video and you'll actually see at a certain point where the shark's demeanor changes, the person, we'll call him the fish, I guess. The fish's demeanor changes, and you actually can see the mind reading occurring where it's like, oh wait, I'm not interested anymore, or I'm not sure anymore. But analyze it and look at it and find out why people are actually getting these deals or not, and what you could actually do to fix that.
And pretend like you're on the show. I mean, they talk about the customer acquisition cost. Do you know what that is?
If you pitched your business to the shark, what
if
would
you
they
were
say?
there and it's like, what are your sales? What is your margin? Just start watching and put yourself there, and it really can help you.
It's a very entertaining show, but I can't not watch it and not be like, oh, he blew it. And I'll be watching it with my wife, and she'll be like, oh, this is going so good. I'm like, they're not going to get a deal. And my wife can't watch it because she gets so sad when they don't get a deal. I'm like, they blew it. It doesn't matter. They really care about their business. I'm like, it doesn't matter. They blew it, you know? But like, I look at it from the viewpoint of like where it went wrong and what happened and why they're going to get a deal and why not. So think of that with your own business, with your own products, with your own interaction with people. You can learn so much about how people think. And that's why I really love the show. And I think too many people watch it, oh, I love that show. But it's like, really analyze it.
If you're in business, you should be evaluating your business as you're watching the mistakes that these entrepreneurs have made.
The number one product on Shark Tank, I should have looked this up before we started filming, is that Scrub Daddy sponge, the yellow sponge with the smiley face.
Is that the number one?
That came around, I think, in season 2 or 3. Everybody pretty much laughed him out except for Lori. And she went way over on her offer from what he wanted.
Really?
But she closed him. That thing has sold like $100 billion? $100 million? We're going to hold on for 1 second while I Google this. I got to get the right number. So I did a quick Google search. I'm on a time crunch, so I couldn't find everything. This little sponge has sold over 25 million units.
Wow. It's a sponge.
It's a sponge, which I love. Okay, you have to get the sponge. But I just want to say, he went in and was not going to get a deal. Lori knew it was a winner, and so she sold him to take a worse deal than he wanted because she closed him. He didn't close her.
Yep.
She closed him. And the Sharks pretty much were like, what are you doing, Lori? It's the #1 Shark Tank success.
Wow.
The company is worth over $170 million from a sponge.
A sponge.
Yeah. So watch that particular pitch and you'll see what I mean, where he came in, was not going to get a deal, but Lori closed him on the vision and on his vision and got more of the company than he was willing to give away because she was a closer. So those are my thoughts.
So the point is, watch Shark Tank. You can learn about your business, how to better network, how to better understand your numbers, and start to put yourself in a position where if I was going to pitch Shark Tank, where would I be? What do I have to know?
If I asked you what your customer acquisition cost is, can you answer it?
Exactly.
If I asked you how much your profit was, can you answer that? All these things are things that you can start thinking with from a business mentality while enjoying watching the show.
Exactly.
You know, it's not like it's a fun show to watch. But I look at it from an education standpoint.
Agreed.
I think you all
100%.
should too. Yeah. Anyway, that's what we have today. I hope you have a great day. Subscribe. Leave us a thumbs up. If you'd like to connect with me on LinkedIn, just send me a message. Say, hey, Neil, saw your YouTube videos. Huge fan. And I'll definitely
Neil's my
accept.
favorite.
Yes, you are #1, and I will accept. And then we can network or talk or whatever it is. Anyway, we'll see you next week.
Have a good one.